Hello everyone and welcome to the North Country Outdoor Channel. I hope everybody's having a great day out there. I hope you're being productive and doing what makes you happy. I'm sick. I've been sick for a couple days now. I don't feel good, but hey, life goes on, man. Get a little rest and get back to work. So today I'm out signing some snowplow contracts, some of my returning work from the previous years. Each year we sign new contracts, so I'm out just kind of sealing the deal on some of that work. I'm still out looking to replace the work that I lost. I think I got that covered as well. As I said in a previous video, I'm not really that worried about losing the work. It just sucks having to go out and find other work to make up for it. So I know that I got quite a bit of work coming in this winter for plowing, and it's just, I don't know, it's a pretty good feeling. I'm feeling pretty good about it. And then I just got a phone call. I don't know if you guys remember, a couple weeks ago I did that big clear cut job, and that customer called me back today and wants me to go back to that property and take down about 20 more trees. So I wanted to talk a minute about return customers. And you know, for me, this summer has been a roller coaster, and it's been up and down as far as being busy and not busy. But one thing I will say is, in this line of work, and I've mentioned it before, repeat customers are what keep me going. I mean, I can't tell you how many times this summer I've been sitting there going, man, I need some work. And then my phone rings, and it's somebody that I've done work for previously that I've made very happy, that's very impressed, and they want you to come back and do more. I mean, as long as you continue to treat that customer good, most of the time, I deal with a lot of customers that have, I don't want to say money issues. I don't know how to say it. They live in the freaking woods, okay? And there's constantly tree work to be done, but they can't afford it all at once. So I'll go in there and I'll do what they can afford, and then, you know, they'll call me 3-4 months later, they got another $1,000 to spare or whatever, and I'll go in there and I'll do a little bit more work. I mean, these are the people that you need to treat with the utmost respect. And not that you don't need to treat every customer with respect, but you need to really take care of these people, because they're gonna save your bacon one day. And it's one of those things where when they do save your bacon, you don't even want to admit it because you're in such a bad spot financially. So just, you know, let them know that you appreciate them, because return customers, repeat customers, you know, they're amazing. I have about 6 of them right now, and it seems like every other month or so I'm cycling through them again to where they want me to come back and do more work. So, and shoot, even in the city, I mean, I do work in the city, and I get done doing that work, and they're like, oh, well, I got like one more tree in my backyard, you know, when I get some more money, I want to give you a call. And it's just, they see what you're doing and they want you to do more. They want you to be their tree guy. And that's, you know, word of mouth. Man, I can't speak highly enough about it. So that's what I'm gonna do starting tomorrow. We'll go back down there and cut down those trees. And then he also wants about 40 stumps ground. And as you guys know, I don't own my own stump grinder. I actually I contract the stump grinding out, have another guy that does it. But this time I'm gonna rent a stump grinder, because there's about 50 stumps, and there's actually a profit to be made if I do it myself. So I'm just gonna rent a stump grinder. I'm gonna go in there and do it myself. You know, I don't know, 30-40 bucks a stump times, you know, 30-40 stumps. It's, you know, it's a pretty good profit to be made by just doing it myself. But when there's just 1 or 2, man, I can't go rent a grinder. I just pay the guy to do it, and he treats me real good. So right now I just got a phone call from a new customer. He lives downstate. He's a plumber, and I'm going to, he just bought 2 lots here in town on the backside of one of the lakes here, and he needs them clear cut. So because he wants to put up a cabin. So we're gonna go over there and check that out and see what needs to be done. So we'll just warp over there. All right, we made it to this job here where they want this clear cut. So they want all this taken out of here, which really isn't that much. There's a marker right there for the corner of the property. Now I need to go find the other markers. Most of this popple and pine in here. Oh, here's another stake. Just kind of seeing, walking around the outside of the property here. Yeah, they got stakes all down through here. So then this would be the corner right here. So I didn't walk that far. I mean, this, he says this is 2 lots, but I don't think so. I think this is only 1 lot. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna take a little bit more of a look here, then I know that he said that there's 1 tree in here that he wants. Yeah, that one right there. That big pine right there. He wants that cut down and just taking, man, that's a big one. He wants to take it to the sawmill, so we'll do that for him. Well, I say we'll do that. I don't have the job yet, but I'm about to give him a price he can't freaking turn down because I don't have much going on. So okay, so this job here, I don't really like to give prices on here too often, but you know, in a situation like this, you have to think about a lot of different things. There's absolutely 0 structures in the way here. There's 0 wells, septic tanks. This is just a virgin lot that there's never been anything built on it. So there's nothing in the way. I mean, I can just drop these trees, buck them up, chip them, and stack the trees on the stack the logs in 10-foot lengths here on the property. So instead of, you know, that big pine tree, if I was going to just show up at somebody's house and that tree was hanging over their house, you know, that's a $1,500 to $1,800 tree all day long. Here, that doesn't even come close to that kind of money because I can just notch and drop. That's what I would do here. I would just come in, I would knock them all over, I would limb them up and chip the brush and just stack up the logs for them. So you need to then get away from how much per tree. And I mean, yeah, there's no way, because there's so many different size trees here that you can say, oh, that tree's $100 and that. No, in a situation like this, here's what I do. I think of my crew. How many guys am I gonna have? Am I gonna have a 3-man crew? Am I gonna have a 4-man crew? And how long is this job gonna take me? And once I decide how long it's gonna take me, then I can decide on how much I need per day. How much I need per day is going to be different than what you need per day. So that's why I don't like to give prices. You know, things are different for me than they are for you. You know, your area of the world or country is probably a different going rate for doing this type of work than my area of the country. You know, your overhead is probably different than my overhead. So, you know, there is a baseline price of the area, no matter what your overhead is, but it's really hard to give numbers. I'll just say that I like to make $1,000 a day before my expenses are paid. Sometimes I can make $1,000 a day after my expenses are paid. I can take home $1,000, but most of the time that doesn't work out like that. If I can get $1,000 a day, I can pay my expenses, and you know, the company gets some money, and then I get just a little bit of that, just a little bit, not very much. But so that's kind of where I'm at. So if this is going to take 2 days, I'd probably bid this somewhere around $2,200 to $2,400. I got to look at it a little closer. It might take 3 days, so you know, $3,000 somewhere in there. But then that's just to take him down. Now he wants stump grinding as well. Now we're talking a whole other ball game. So this is going to be one of them situations where I can go rent a stump grinder because there's multiple trees here, and I can actually make a profit at it. To grind all these stumps probably be like $1,500, $1,600. It'd probably be, Yeah, because probably, I would say probably $1,500, because after you pay the grinder rental fee, and after you have a day and a half into it or whatever, that's going to get you real close to that $1,000 a day. So that's where I'm at. People complain, and I hear it in the comments that you suck because you don't give numbers. You should give prices when you do stuff like this. And for one, my employees watch my content a lot of the time, and I don't really talk about my personal business finances too much on here and what my overhead is. And a lot of times, people that know me or anything, to do with my business, they can hear these numbers and they can get it twisted and think that, I'm screwing them out of money. I'm not paying them enough money. Holy shit, Eric's making $1,000 a day and he's only paying me $14 an hour. Just numbers can really get misconstrued by people when they don't understand the full picture of the business. Because for every $1,000 that my company makes, me personally, I probably make like $75 to $100. But when people hear $1,000 a day, they don't see that. They cannot get that through their head that I personally get to take home to my girls, my family, $100. That's just like not even. They don't understand. Well, where does $900 go? Well, it goes to pay bills and expenses and employees and fuel, and it's just. That's a whole other video. But that's why I don't give numbers. It's not because I don't want you guys to know, but numbers are irrelevant to how to this job, because everybody's number should be just a little bit different because of your overhead. But so there, I just want to make that clear to you that from time to time I may give numbers, but you need to know that they're irrelevant. You need to figure out on your own what you're worth and what you need to make per day. That's not up to me to do for you guys. I mean, I'm not trying to be a jerk, because I do want to help you, but you have to come up with that number on your own. There's so many variables to it. And then, like I said, the second thing is I don't need people knowing how much money my business makes and thinking that I'm screwing them or ripping people off or anything like that. The business end of things when it comes to finances is actually pretty personal. Because it's just the way it is. So I don't need everybody knowing my business. So I'll help you as much as I can without giving, too much information away to incriminate myself, if you will. Not legally, but, with other people. So I'm all done here. I'm going to give this guy a call and see what he has to say. Thanks for hanging out with me, even though I'm sick. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Hopefully you got something out of it. If you're not subscribed yet, you can become a member of the North Country Nation with me and hit that subscribe button. I would sure appreciate it. And just remember, tomorrow is a new day. Hey, be creative and own it. You are beautiful. You are amazing. You are smart. I love you, and I will see you next time.